This week on Strong Arm Sports Podcast.
Most points ever scored in a first quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
So Kevin Love definitely put on the show. Spade, how do you feel about that?
Disappointed.
I don't think Nick Saban got to worry about boosters.
Man, let me...
We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though.
All right, what's going on, folks? Welcome to a new and exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast, man. We are the realest sport podcast in all the land. If this happens to be the first time that you are watching or listening, man, I go by the name of K Spade, the prospect.
And I'm your boy, LeParis 57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Spade!
Yes, sir.
First of all, let me just say happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, bro.
Right? Thank you. Thank
start
you,
off there.
bro.
Let me tell you something, man. You know, your boy was over here with the big belly, eating dressing. Let me say that because y'all killed me on the last show for saying stuffing. Y'all killed me. I was eating dressing and turkey. I was full, and I was like, man, we got to do a show.
Yep.
But we came back with that flame, and we got great topics. Let me get it started, baby. We want to start in the NBA. You good with that?
Man, I'm great with that. Let's do it.
Man, let me tell you something. We got to take it out west. And I feel like we kind of talking these guys a lot, Spade. The Golden State Warriors. It seems like we talking Warriors on the show every week, whether it's KD, Clay, Steph, Draymond, Luke Walton leaving with the Lakers. Like somehow the Warriors make it on this show. And they're here again. If you guys didn't know, Draymond Green came out early in the week and said he wants to win Defensive Player of the Year. Now, we know he was in the running last year. Kawhi ended up edging him out. But the Coach Kerr said, you know, he usually don't like players going for individual accolades, like as far as individual awards.
Yeah, okay.
But he said he's good with Draymond Green going. You funny, Spade. You funny. But he said he's good with Draymond Green, you know, wanting to win Defensive Player of the Year because he feel like that's a team. If Draymond was to win Defensive Player of the Year, he feel like that helps the team overall. Spade, one, how do you feel about Draymond Green wanting to win Defensive Player of the Year? Two, do we have a chance? And three, what do you think of Kerr comments?
I don't have a problem with Dre wanting to win Defensive Player of the Year. I think it's smart because you and I talked about it off camera. They're going to have an issue. It's only one basketball, fam. And they got a lot of guys over there that can score. They got a lot of guys that like to score. And regardless of what Coach Kerr will tell you, they got a lot of guys on that team that like individual awards, including their little cuddly point guard. I think it's smart for Dre to say, you know what, I'm gonna focus on this, and that's one less guy asking for the ball. As for whether or not he can do it, he most definitely can. Like you said, he was in the running last year. I heard some reports that he was actually upset about not winning it last year, and he's making a case. Now, we still early in the season, but Draymond Green currently leads the Warriors in rebounds, in assists, in steals, and in blocks. So we talking about a guy who is basically doing all of the stuff that people may or may not want to do. You know, it ain't the sexy thing to do. So he's working. I mean, that part is working. And as far as Kerr saying, look, Kerr got a job, and I get it. He's got to keep everybody happy. And so far, it's been working. If you guys are actually watching this team, look what they're doing. We spoke on it earlier in the show, man. It'll be times when Golden State will get up big, and ordinarily you would see a team pull all their starters out. But watch what Golden State does. Whichever their starters ain't really hitting their numbers, hitting their averages, they still be out there. Like if you hit your numbers, you off. You off the floor, you on the bench. But let's say KD ain't got but like 15 points. Best believe KD out there giving them buckets. I've seen Clay out there late. I've seen KD out there late. So
last night, Curry was out there. They was up big on the Lakers. The Lakers kind of fought back in the fourth.
Yep.
Shout out to Thomas Robinson because he kind of threw the Lakers on his back.
Like
in 10 minutes, he had like 11 rebounds and 8 points in like 11 minutes. So he kind of brought the Lakers back last night. But I mean, it was Curry out there with all scrubs, like all the scrubs,
and I'm glad.
And it was Curry. So
I played him in FanDuel, and everybody was like, "Spade, I got bad news for you. You're not gonna cash tonight because Golden State up 1,000 points." And I was like, "Dang, man, I need this guy to play." And I saw he finished with like 50 FanDuel points. I was like, "How the hell he get all these points?" So I went back and watched it, and they threw him back out there. So they got a tough job. They got to keep everybody happy, and this is definitely one way. I think it's smart, actually. Draymond still won award. I don't care what anybody say. We all want accolades and awards. That's why we work so hard. I mean, you want to win too, but you also, winning is a team thing. These awards right here prove to you that I worked hard and I went and got this. So it's smart. It's smart. I don't have a problem with it.
Steve Kerr also said that Draymond on the team, as far as the team, sacrificed the most because he really don't get to take a lot of shots. So him doing a bunch of other things, it definitely helps the team. Now, can Draymond get it? I think he can get it. Will he get it? I don't know because, I mean, you got a dude over there in San Antonio, Kawhi Leonard, who look like, I mean, he just keep getting better. Like, Kawhi, how can he even get better defensively? But somehow he is. Yeah. Kawhi is definitely a stud. So I don't know. It's probably going to come down to Draymond, Kawhi, and probably Whiteside. Whiteside has kind of been getting it done on the block end.
Because ain't nobody doing it with blocks. That's what Hassan said.
Yeah, I don't know if the Heat, if I'm not mistaken, I think they top 5 in the league in defense as well. So I don't know if they're going to be good enough. I don't know if they would give it to a subpar team.
Whoa.
Like Miami.
Whoa. You ain't got to call them subpar. I'm being honest. We get it.
I'm being honest. I'm just saying, I don't know if they'll give it to a guy on a team like Miami. But Kawhi and Draymond definitely is, I guess they leading right now, even though it's still early. But I ain't mad at him wanting to go out there and win Defensive Player of the Year, man. You know he ain't going to win nothing else.
He never lied. Might not even win a ring. Anyway, I'm going to leave y'all with that little bit of salt. Let's move forward. You talking about subpar teams. I got a subpar team. Now, before the year, we talked about teams that we was keeping an eye on that we expected to, kind of turn the corner this year. I had one in the East in the Indiana Pacers. They've been disappointing. LaParrish, you had one in the West, the Minnesota Timberwolves. These guys have been lackluster, man. They've been disappointing. They got all the talent. It was the dream job for a coach. They was looking for a coach. Everybody felt like they found the coach of the future that fit the talent they had there, and it just ain't working, fam. Like, if the playoffs was to start today, which of course is not, if the playoffs was to start today, the T-Wolves would be 13th in the Western Conference. They are worst in their division with 5 wins and 10 losses. I don't know what's going on out there. You care to let me know what's going on with your team? I know this is not your team, but I'm saying the team that you thought would be one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, man. I thought Minnesota would. I thought they arrived. Apparently not. And a lot of the experts, I'm doing quote fingers over here. A lot of the experts are saying that they think it's Thibodeau. They think it's Tibbs.
Wow.
I love, y'all know Tibbs coached the Bulls, and I love Tibbs. I did not want Tibbs to even be fired. But they said that Tibbs are running these guys in the hole. Now, I know they had a lot of injuries. I don't know where Nikola Pekovic at. I don't know where he at. But I think he could definitely help. If I'm not mistaken, Shabazz Muhammad has been hurt. Rubio was out, so they played done. But Rubio is back. I don't know what's going on with the Wolves. You got Big Cat over there, who's a stud. You got Wiggins, who seemed like he has it figured out. You got Levine, the slam dunk contest that everybody loved. He just banged on Alex Len. Last night, the night before last?
Last night. Yeah.
Had the internet exploded.
It was ugly.
I mean, you look at that team and you think, you would be like, yo, you know what? They're a nice young team. They got a good coach. You would think I thought they arrived. But apparently not. I don't know what's going on. But the experts are saying it's Tibbs' fate. Do you think it's Tibbs?
I mean, I don't know. I would hate to say it's him, and I like him as a coach as well. But if you look at that team, the talent hasn't changed. The nucleus of the team hasn't changed. So, I mean, I don't. Okay. For one, I want to. You said that Wiggins got it figured out. Wiggins kind of look like he might be hitting a wall. Now, I'm not to say, that's not to say he's not going to get over it. But, I mean, what they call it, a sophomore slump or something like that. He's definitely kind of, I don't know. I was waiting to see him kind of take it up a notch. And so far,
that next step. I know.
So far, he has.
That's what I thought. I thought with Big Cat, Wiggins, and Levine, I thought they got the 3 right there. Right. Nice young 3. Kind of remind me. They kind of built it. It reminds me of the Thunder, even though they was in the playoffs and they was fighting when they had Harden, Westbrook, and KD. I mean, they didn't have a big, but I'm just talking. I mean, they had Serge Ibaka too.
Yeah, young Ibaka.
But I mean, I'm just talking about like as the three nucleus. You look at that team and you be like, yo, it kind of puts me in the mindset of the Thunder when they had Harden. But I mean, I don't know what's wrong. I don't want to go out there and blame it on Tibbs. And I know Wiggins has been struggling at least the past week because I've been playing him in FanDuel.
I'm sorry.
That's why I know. Yeah, he's been pretty bad. He's been averaging about 20 shots. One game, I think he went like 2 for 20, which is just atrocious. I don't know what's up with them, though. A lot of people were saying they think it's the point guard. Rubio has came back. I've been saying I think they would trade Rubio, start Dunn. They played Dunn when Rubio was out. Dunn had some spots when he looked like he was it.
Had flashes.
I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it, but he looked solid.
Yeah.
He looked solid. I just don't know what's up with the team. I'm interested to know what the fans think. Are we just overreacting? Is it still too early? Can they turn this around? Let us know in the comment section down below. Let's move on.
Right.
Let's take it up to Cleveland. If you guys didn't know, Kevin Love put on a show in the first quarter against the Portland Trail Blazers.
Amazing.
Kevin Love dropped, I think, 34 points, man, was it?
Yep.
34 in the quarter?
Mm-hmm.
34 in the quarter. I mean, everything he threw up was going in. K-Love put on a show. Spade.
Yep.
I think it's the second best scoring quarter in all of the NBA. I think just behind Clay. I think Clay had 37.
Yeah.
I think Clay had 37, and K-Love is second with 34 in the quarter. And I think that's the most points ever scored in a first quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
So Kevin Love definitely put on the show. Spade, how do you feel about that?
Disappointed.
Wow.
How the hell do you score 34 points in the first quarter and finish the game with 40? He finished the game with 40.
I mean, they was already blowing out the Blazers. I mean, Dame Lillard put on the show, too. He brought the Blazers all the way back. But
I watched some of that game.
They was beating them by a lot. LeBron got to eat. Kyrie got to eat.
I was just going to say, LeBron and Kyrie look a little bit selfish in that game to me. That was the game where you rally behind Kevin Love and you let him obliterate records. You let him just go. He was on fire. He shot 8 of 10 beyond the arc in the first quarter. I think he shot 11 of 14. In total in the first quarter, he was on fire. And then they just said,
let me tell you what's crazy.
You got yours. Let me get mine. I hate that. That's selfish to me, man. That's selfish.
But let me tell you what's crazy. In the first quarter, they had took Kevin Love out for probably 2 or 3 minutes. When a guy's in the zone like that, why would you even take him out the game? Let him continue to cook.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I don't know what they was doing right there, but for Kevin Love, that gotta be big on his confidence, because I mean, we know Kevin Love can play ball. Right. We know he can ball. Mm-hmm. But in Cleveland, he's the other guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Kyrie and LeBron, and Kevin Love is the other guy. Yep. And so that gotta help his confidence a lot. I think Kevin Love needed that. I mean, Kevin Love definitely, when he was back in Minnesota, Kevin Love was putting up 20 and 20 games,
like 30 and 20.
Like he was.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. He was going ham. So we know Kevin Love can ball. He done since lost weight since the Minnesota days to be this stretch forward. But I mean, we know Kevin Love can play ball. Watching that joint, I was like, yo, Kevin Love is definitely in his zone. Why did they take him out? But you would think Kevin Love would have finished with like 50. But the other guys was like, yo, we got to eat too. If I'm not mistaken, I think Channing Frye came off the bench and gave like 24 or something. Like Channing Frye had like 15 to 30 points off the bench or something crazy. Yeah, they was just, I don't know, man. Let me tell you something. If you guys play FanDuel and you play in Portland, play power forwards, because they eat against Portland, and both for the Cleveland Cavaliers power forwards 8.
You know what's disappointing? It was just, and LePere, you and I know this, but anytime you see a team, whatever y'all want to call it, I hate the term super team, but super team formed, somebody's going to be the odd man out. We saw this with Chris Bosh in Miami, and what happens is fans got short-term memories only. I don't mean like short-term memory loss like Dory. I'm talking only short-term memories. And fans will be like, man, Chris Bosh so trash. I used to tell people all the time, man, before Bosh left Toronto, even though they lost the series, I saw Toronto play Orlando in the playoffs when Orlando had Dwight Howard, and Bosh and Dwight was going at it, man. He was giving Dwight buckets. Like, don't think this guy can't play. His role is diminished on this team, and the same thing applies to Kevin Love. Kevin Love get all the shit. Don't nobody like Kevin Love. They get mad at him when he make mistakes. He that guy like you said, he the odd man out. You know, everybody look like they having a great time over there except for Kevin Love. And I know that Kevin Love still, you don't just wake up one day and forget how to hoop. You don't. What happens is your role changes, and his role changed. I'm disappointed in LeBron, who says that he would rather pass than shoot. Like, that was your opportunity, Brian. You could have made that as much about you as Kevin Love had it being about him. You could have ended up with like 30 dimes. Yeah, man.
Word.
Like, let that man cook. For him to have 34 in the first and finish with 40 is disappointing. That's disappointing for me.
I mean,
disappointing, bro.
That's how these teams are, man. Because I think in the third quarter, when Lillard started going, Lillard went ham. Lillard had a good night 40, too. Right?
Something like that.
Yeah, but you know, Kyrie ain't about to just let no PG go at him. Right. So Kyrie started doing what Kyrie do, and you know, Kevin Love was the odd man out again. They was like, K-Love, you did you in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Fall back.
He was like this, and they was like, get your ass out the way, Kevin.
Yeah, because Kyrie ain't about to just let no point guard just go at him.
Nah,
he ain't about to have that.
He done got put on our top 5 PG list.
It was definitely a good night. It was definitely just a good night for Kevin Love, man.
Indeed.
Could have been better though.
It should have been better. Let's talk some football.
Should have been better.
We don't have a lot of NFL on this list, fam, but I knew if I finished this whole show without giving some NFL, you was gonna be in a salty mood. I don't like for my bro to be in no salty mood. So let's talk football. Not only football. Let's talk about your team. America's team. I just did air quotes, y'all.
We 10-1.
America's team.
We 10-1. What can you say bad about us? We 10-1.
Well, you know, I don't
just
know.
Went on Thanksgiving.
They played on Thanksgiving.
I was rubbing my belly.
They look good on Thanksgiving, bro. Y'all look good out
Thank
there.
you.
After the game, though, something happened. Dez Bryant and Josh Norman, they had some words. It ended up kind of being some pushing and shoving. Somehow or another, Dez had a handful of Josh Norman face masks. Got different accounts of what happened. Josh Norman said that Dez walked up to him and said, where I'm from, we empty the whole clip. Which, first of all, Dez Bryant said he didn't say that. Nobody really knows. But I don't like this, even if it happened. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to shout out my homie without putting all his business out there. I got a homie from the Heights, right? Back in the day when I was young, the Heights, like, stuff used to go down in the Heights and the cops were scared. You could call the cops would not go in the Heights. They wouldn't. But my homeboy, he ain't about that life. This man won't bust a grape in a food fight. But he don't walk around like, you don't want to mess with me. I'm from the Heights. I hate when people be like, where I'm from. Like, just because that's where you from, that don't mean you ain't did nothing. You ain't did nothing, Dez.
Yeah.
The worst thing you did was violate some NCAA rules that made you sit down when you was in college.
Yeah, I think his mama the goon.
Yeah, that's the toughest thing done, for one. But for two, I kind of had a problem with the whole thing. And I'm going to tell you why, and then I'm going to let you give your account on it. It was a good game. Believe it or not, the Redskins fought. They looked better than I expected them to look in that game. I really thought they was going to get rolled over. They fought back, though.
Yeah.
After the game, I don't really know why y'all talking. I don't know what y'all got to say to one another. After the game is over. Leave it on the field. But if you gon' say whatever, and then, the fisticuffs, not really fisticuffs, the pusher cuffs come out.
Yeah.
And they both had some words about one another. Dez said that Washington need to get their money back. He said that he was, and I'm quoting him, wearing his ass out all up and down the field.
Yeah.
I don't know what game Dez was in. Dez had 5 catches for 72 yards and no touchdown. How you feel about this, bro? As a Cowboy fan first, and then just as a sports fan.
Let me just mention this. Wide receivers versus corners has been going on for mad long. We seen Deion versus Rice. They push and shove, rat face mask. Deion versus Andre Rison, especially once Deion had left Atlanta.
Right.
When Deion left Atlanta, man, they was going at it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, they was going at it. So I like that. I like that on the field.
Okay.
But if Dad says where I'm from, we dumped him, I do not like that. Keep it on the field. It ain't that serious. Because let me tell you something. For you to say that to another man, like that's a threatening thing to say. Yeah. And you can definitely get your ass buzzed for saying that. Pause.
Yeah,
but people know what I mean. Like, you can definitely get lit up for saying something like that. Mm-hmm. So I hope Dez didn't say that. But if he did, you can't say that over no football game. It ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. I don't think Josh Norman let me tell you something. Josh Norman plays football very, very hard, man. Like, he plays hard. He jams wide receivers at the line of scrimmage hard. Spade, I told you, before this game even happened, I said, man, Josh Norman has been playing well.
He really has.
He's been playing well. And I've been giving Kirk Cousins a hard time, too. Kirk Cousins dotted us up, man. He had him almost 450 yards passing, almost half a grand on us. Yep. We know our DBs is trash. I mean, Reed had a big game.
DJ.
Deshaun had a big game.
Yeah.
Crowder had a decent game. I mean, they came to play ball. And to me, it should just be on the field. I know these two teams are rivals. I know it's a division game, and I know it's tough. It's Thanksgiving, but for it to go, like, I agree with you. Why are you guys talking after, unless it's about to be some jersey swap, unless it's about to be a jersey swap, why are y'all even kicking it? Why are y'all kicking it? That close to each other, putting your hand in each other's face masks. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think I wrote on Twitter. I think I said it on Thanksgiving. I'm like, man, Dad's got to calm down. We got the dub. Move on. Let's worry about the next game.
Right.
Let's get off of Josh Norman. Mm-hmm. We don't even got to play them no more unless they make the playoffs. But we don't got to play them. Like, it's over. Like I said, we seen DBs and wide receivers go at it all the time. But if Dad said that about, when I'm like basically saying that I will, we'll shoot you. Like, I don't like that. Come on, Dad. I do not like that. The pushing and shoving, I'm not mad at. Even the post game after the fact, I'm not even mad at that. But if he said that where I'm from crap, I got a problem with that. And I love Dez. Y'all know I love Dez Bryant.
Okay, but I got a question.
I don't like that.
Let's suppose he didn't say that.
Okay.
You all right with him saying he will win his ass out all up and down the field with 5 catches for 72 yards and no TDs? That's when
Dad said he was lucky. He said Josh Norman is lucky because we could have been busting his ass.
But they just chose not to. They chose to make it.
Yeah, he said. I mean, I guess Zeke was over there cooking. So I guess he said, you know what, the run game moving, we running bootlegs with Prescott. They don't really need me. But Dez did make some big catches. One of them was not on Norman. One of them was on Norman. And then Norman wouldn't even let his foot go. I don't know what's up with Norman with that because he did the same thing to Odell.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we was able to come out there and get that dub. Like I said, I like Norman, and y'all know I love Dez. Norman has been playing well. Dez, he's been dealing with some injuries, but I'm glad he's back, and I'm glad he's on my team. Yeah, that's true. But I'm glad he's on my team. I just want him to cut the nonsense out. We won. Let's move on. Let's move on to something else that happened in college football down there in Texas. We're gonna stay in Texas. It's funny how the segues work. We was just talking about Dallas.
Our program director is good at what he does.
Yeah, he on point. That's what he do. But Charlie Strong earlier in the week, Spade, it was reports coming out that Charlie Strong was fired earlier in the week.
Right. Right.
So I think the athletic director or the president of the university came out and was like, these reports are not true. We sticking with Charlie. Charlie's the guy. So, first of all, the reports came out last week when they lost to Kansas. They just lost this week to, what was it?
TCU.
TCU, was it?
TCU.
TCU went out there and mud stomped Texas, and I guess they had enough. Charlie Strong got fired for the second time in 1 week.
That's horrible.
He got fired for the second time in 1 week. Charlie Strong is out of a job. 1, Spade, should he have been fired? And 2, do you think he would land on his feet? Like, would he get another coaching job?
Woo! That's a hot topic. He definitely should have been fired. And it's crazy because I don't think I said it on air. But you and I was talking before the college football season started. And I said, them kids said
Texas was on air.
Is going, it was on air. So they're going to get Charlie Strong fired. Before it even started, they're going to get Charlie Strong fired. Here's the thing that's weird for me. He's a player's coach. Everybody that plays for Charlie Strong loves him. It just don't translate to wins, which I don't get. Well, I mean, not here at Texas anyway. Yeah. So the thing is, and I hate to do this because this is unfair, but Charlie Strong looked really good at Louisville, but let's look at the talent. He has some really good talent at Louisville. So, I mean, it's like I got this thing about Phil Jackson. Everybody says Phil Jackson's a hell of a coach. Hell, I am too, with the most dominant player in the league. He won rings with Jordan when he was the most dominant player in the league. And he won with Shaq and Kobe, when they was the most dominant duo, whoever was the most dominant player in the league at the time, Phil won championships with. I think I can do that.
I ain't gonna allow you to slander Phil Jackson on it.
Sorry, I mean, I just like to give you the strong arm truth. As for whether or not Charlie gonna land on his feet, I don't know, man. I got some stuff right here I want to share with you. First of all, as the head coach of Texas, Charlie Strong is 16-21.
Okay.
But for his career, he's 53-37. So he's just barely above 500. But he's 3-3. His bowl record is 3-3. So he really, usually we see coaches with numbers like this that land on their feet all the time, but
yeah,
we always wonder how. And whatever they got figured out, I don't know if Charlie got figured out. I think worst case scenario, I think he lands a job as a coordinator. And I think he works his way back up to head coaching. I think if he gets a head coaching offer, I think it's a job he ain't gonna want. That's just what I think.
What I want Charlie Strong to do is I want him to take a year off. They still got to pay him like $10 million. He wasn't at Buffalo. He was a interim head coach at Florida. That's where he was at. He was at Florida. Charlie Strong's last 3 jobs was Texas, Louisville. He was a coordinator in Florida, as interim coach in Florida, defensive coordinator in South Carolina. Yeah, man. What I want Charlie Strong to do, I want him to take a year off, maybe talk some football on TV somewhere, collect his $10 million, maybe get an additional check, talking college football, and then somebody going to hire him, I think. He definitely should have been fired at Texas, but what I want these guys to stop taking these bad jobs. To me, Texas was a bad job.
I don't think so.
Disagree?
I disagree with you.
I think it was a bad job, bro.
Don't. They was down.
I think it was a bad job. They said he had to go in there and he had to change the whole culture. He said like the cafeteria and all type of things wasn't right. To me, it was a bad job. I don't think Charlie Strong.
Well, I think we just discovered the damn
I'm just
problem.
saying.
This is get his ass out the calf and get in the film room. Man,
I just don't think Charlie Strong was going to be able to recruit down there in Texas.
I disagree. I would love for the viewers and listeners to weigh in on this. How many years removed was I know VY. Don't forget, after VY left, Colt McCoy cooked over there. They still had talented players, and Texas got talent. Now it's split up because you got.
When
ahead.
did Colt McCoy leave?
Let me
look up Colt McCoy. This is the good thing about doing this show. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
I'm just saying. It's split up. Texas A&M, they building. You got, of course, TCU. It's some other schools out there, and I know it's schools out in name. Don't kill.
Baylor, they down, but they was up.
Yeah, Baylor down. Really, ain't none of those teams dominant right now. Like neither one of those teams are dominant right now. But that's still a hotbed. That area of talent, even they close enough. They are pipeline to Oklahoma is talent there. Yeah. I don't feel like they were so far removed from their glory days that it was just, not able to be fixed. And off air, you told me you think the Miami job is a good job to take. Texas was more recently than Miami. Miami ain't been in a minute.
I just think
we ain't been it since like 2000.
I think the Miami job is better than the Texas job because of the recruiting. I think a lot of people would prefer to go to Miami than go to Texas. I could be wrong.
It don't look like.
But well, I don't know, because Charlie Strong, I wish I didn't look up the draft class of previous, but Miami always got a good draft class.
You mean recruiting class?
I don't know about Texas. I think it's the prestige of Texas that people is still going on, but I don't think Texas is a good job. I don't think Texas is a good job right now. Now I know they done hired Herman. I think his name is Herman from Houston.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a good job. I don't think it's a good job.
We talk about talent in Texas. If that man can build something at Houston, I don't know why he can't. Yeah, man.
But I mean, what's the name left Houston? Sumlin left Houston in good shape.
True.
And then he went to A&M. So, I mean, Houston is a good job because of the conference they in.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the conference, too.
That's true.
I mean, they got some talent. They playing in the American, formerly known as the Big East.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
I mean, you go to the American League, you get 9 wins, you win the bowl.
I mean, they wish Charlie got 9 damn wins over here. What you talking about?
I mean,
they would love to get 9 wins out of Charlie, even if it don't come with a bowl.
But I mean, Mac Brown was getting 9 wins, and they was like, that ain't good enough.
No.
He was, man. He was getting 8-9 wins after like Texas kind of fell off before they fired him. He was getting 8-9 wins, and they was like, yo, we supposed, first of all, these athletic directors and these presidents think they teams are better than what they really are, because they fired Mac Brown because they said we're supposed to be competing for national championships. And I'm telling you, I could be wrong. Leave it in the comment section down below. I don't think Texas is a good job. I think the Miami job is better than the Texas job. If I could have my pick, I would rather choose the Miami job if I had my pick.
Yeah, Mac was actually trying to fix shit. You're absolutely right. His last 3 years that weren't that bad.
That's what I'm saying. And they fired. I'm telling you, they fired Mac Brown because they said we're supposed to be competing for national championships. So these athletic directors and these presidents, they actually think they better than what they really are.
But they had a reason to demand that from Mac. Like, Mac went from, look at Mac's records, yo. 9-3, 9-5, 9-3, 11-2, 11-2, 10-3, 11-1, 13-0, 10-3, 10-3, 12-1, 13-1, then 5-7. Yeah. They took it like a punch to the gut. Yes.
But I mean, he can't. One bad year though, you got to. I mean, I don't know, when a guy do that much for your team and get you that much prestige, like you gotta let him. You gotta at least give him a chance to bounce back. But maybe Mac got tired of them too. But they was on Mac Brown case.
Mac
hard, man.
Mac had it set up. Mac had it set up in his contract, and when he get fired, they got to give him a job up in the office, so he didn't give a damn. But I think what happened toward the end with Mac, they was winning games. Yeah, that's true. But he was winning a lot of non-conference games. He wasn't beating conference rivals. You know what I'm saying? And that goes big in any program.
At Texas, they want you to beat Oklahoma.
Man. That goes big in any program.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, man, definitely. We don't start at something. I might have to tweet from the account or get somebody to tweet from the account whether or not you guys think the Texas job is still a desired job. Is it? I mean, who'd have ever thought Texas, UT, that's a bad job?
But I mean, coaches, they arrogant. So of course they'd be like, yo, I can take any job and turn any place around. That's what coaches think.
That's a prestigious program.
Me as a fan, I'm looking at that Texas job. Unless they got some, I don't know who they recruited this past year. Unless they recruited somebody that I ain't heard of. I'm looking at their recruits over the past 2 years, 3 years, even that year when Mac Brown left. And I'm like, they ain't got nobody that got me like, yo.
Right.
You know, they don't got nobody that's like, yo, I think this dude can make a splash. So,
right. I
mean, we have to wait and see. Maybe Herman from Houston can turn it around and get it back right.
I mean,
but I tell you what, I would take that Houston job. I think I would have stayed at Houston.
You take Houston over UT?
But I mean, the only reason you would rather go to Texas is because of the prestige, definitely more money, bigger conference. I get all that.
That's what
the potential of being able to play for a national championship.
You said prestige. I got prestige over here. These kids don't understand prestige. The game doesn't change, man. They want coaches who can dab and juju on that beat.
But let me tell you, I was watching College Game Day earlier, and Kurt Herbstreit, who I love on TV, I love Kurt. He said,
he a Buckeye, yeah.
If I'm Herman going to Texas, I'll have in my contract in the fine print that if y'all want me to coach, them other people like them boosters, they gotta fall back because they all around the program. They saying we want this guy. If they don't like you, I think they love Charlie Strong as a person. They got tired of him as a coach, and they kind of pushed Charlie Strong out. That's who they said dropped the rumor about him being fired earlier in the week.
Charlie kind of pushed himself out.
Said that if Herman take this job, well, I don't know, Spade. We seen coaches with worse records get better jobs. Ty Willingham went like 11-2 at Notre Dame and got fired.
That's true. That was some bullshit. But let's face it. My only issue with Strong is that he didn't show it wasn't no progression. What he come in 6-7 the next year, 5-7 the next year, 5-7. Like, damn, give him a go 500. Get him even it out. Just show some progression. But I agree. I agree about the boosters, but that's something when we talk about all these quote unquote prestigious colleges. That's there. Anyway, trust me. That's down. That's down the Coral Gables too, man. Who?
I don't think Nick Saban got to worry about boosters.
Man, he ain't got to worry about them because
I guarantee you what Nick Saban say down there, go.
That's because
I guarantee you them boosters ain't like,
that's because
you need to play.
You let Nick Saban turn in 3, 5, and 7 seasons. You watch these boosters come out of the swamps down there in Alabama. You watch them come out the damn swamps. That's what they'll do on your ass. Come out swamps.
Yeah, man.
Let's go ahead and move forward.
I'm interested to know what the fans think, man. Is Texas a bad job? Is it a good job? Maybe I'm tripping. I'm a Florida State fan.
But that's why I'm tripping. We talked about the fact that these coaches got to win against their division rivals. And, man, I'm going to segue into the next topic like that. It is college football rivalry week. As we are recording this show, I had to pry myself away from the TV to do the show. Because there's some really great games going on.
Let me tell them a few.
Tell them a few,
Spade. First of all, the Michigan-Ohio State game was an amazing game. Mm-hmm. We could talk a little bit about that in a minute. But there's some other games.
Yep.
Bama's playing Auburn as we speak.
Yep.
That should just give you the time frame we recording.
Right.
I'm going to tell you what else. Michigan State is playing Penn State. Mm-hmm. Penn State should win that game. Wisconsin is playing Minnesota. Clemson is playing South Carolina. Colorado is playing Utah. Florida State is playing Florida. Miami's playing Duke. Who else, man? Arizona playing Arizona State last night. There was just Georgia played Georgia Tech. I mean, it's just been a ton of rivalry games out here, man. And good games, too. Like, Spade, continue. But it's a hell of it's a slew of games.
Well, first of all, I'm going to let LeParis talk to you guys about Michigan, Ohio State. This man, he was bested. I don't know why, but he was bested in that game. I want to talk about Louisville, Kentucky.
I want the kid to get the Heisman.
I want to talk about Louisville, Kentucky. This game right here, I said, well, this ain't going to be no game. Louisville went out. They scored 7-0. I said, this ain't going to be no game. Kentucky came back. Boom, 7-0 back. Like, what up, though? I said, hold up. This is the Heisman. This is the runaway Heisman favorite. He got, like, the way you win the Heisman ain't just having good games and looking dominant. It's looking dominant in big games. That's what wins you the Heisman. And Lamar Jackson looked far from dominant today against Kentucky. And that just,
I thought he had a good rushing game, Spade.
He had a great rushing game. So, yeah, I mean, NFL scouts are still ready to scout you at running back, fam. But those 3 INTs against Kentucky and a loss, if you look at it, his biggest stages, this ain't even considered a big stage to me, but it's rivalry week. He laid an egg.
Yeah, man.
The big game against Clemson, that was a primetime game. I ain't gonna say he laid an egg, but he ain't look dominant. And I don't know, man. Last week I came on this show and told you guys I didn't feel like it was anything anybody else could do to become the front runner for the Heisman. And now I'm about ready to eat crow. I'm ready to recant that statement. Because after the day, I don't know. But go ahead. Tell them about the game,
I don't know
man.
either. Let's talk Michigan, Ohio State. Peppers played well. But I mean, I'm on Twitter and they said Peppers played the last two scores, touchdown plays that Ohio State scored. They said Peppers played both of those scores wrong. So I don't know. Do the voters, whoever vote for Heisman, do they look at stuff like that? I mean, Peppers, he had a big return. He had an interception. He made some crucial tackles.
Yep.
But I mean, when you look at that game, Michigan played Ohio State very well all game. This is why the game is 60 minutes, man. They played them well all game. This is why it's a 60-minute game. And they needed overtime.
Yep.
Yep. The Michigan quarterback, Spade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Them picks. What was he thinking? I don't know if Harbaugh calls the players over there in Michigan. When they was up 17-7, I'm thinking to myself, just run the ball, chew the clock, get first downs, eat the clock up a little bit. I ain't saying play conservative and not throw. I'm saying they was kind of gashing them with big holes. The running back was kind of moving the ball, but they just put it in the quarterback hands a lot of times. He got sacked a few times. He had a few throwaways. Then to top all that off, he threw picks. And with a team like Ohio State, they kind of put me in the mindset of you remember in the playoffs, in the NFL playoffs, Spade, I think, was it Seattle and Green Bay? And Seattle and Green Bay had played well, but they kind of took their foot off the gas. And Seattle, I think it was Seattle. They came back and won that game. I I feel like Ohio State is one of them teams. You cannot let them keep standing there just knocking on the door. They knocking on the door. Eventually, somebody gonna come to the door and answer. And that little, I think they running back number 4. I can't think of his name right now. But that dude made plays. He made plays.
Can I ask you something?
Plays. Go ahead.
You think it's a possibility Michigan was passing the ball, trying to consciously not let off the gas? Like maybe their mentality was, let's do what got us the lead. This got us the lead. Let's continue doing it.
I ain't even mad at that. If that was they thinking, I'm not even mad at that. But like 3rd and 1 going deep, like 3rd and 1, get the first down. Let it, move the chains, keep the clock going.
It was some questionable play calling for sure.
Not only that. Say it again.
It was definitely some questionable play calling on both sides. The fake,
man. Like I said, I don't know if Harbaugh called the plays, but some of them plays, I was like, yo, why did they call that?
I felt good.
I mean, the defense definitely played well. Yep. But eventually, you know what? Field goal kicker's going to make the field goals eventually. He missed like 2 or 3.
Right.
And then eventually Barrett, the little dude, Weber, he made a play. The dude number 4, goodness gracious. Michigan, later in the game, I don't know if they was tired. I don't know what the time of possession was, but they could not stop the read option. They could not stop it. And after that, I said, Spade, they about to lose, man. They going to lose. And I was rooting for Peppers to win. I mean, he's from Jersey. I would love for that kid to get the Heisman. But, I mean, you talking about Jackson. Peppers lost this game. If they would have won, I would have probably been like, you know what? It's closer than it could be. I don't know. I kind of felt like Michigan kept trying to force it to Peppers as well, running the Wildcat and all these different type of plays. I felt like they tried to force it to him to get him a touchdown to kind of help him out with the Heisman.
Definitely.
Instead of going out there just playing football.
Definitely. Let me defend him on one thing. They say he played the last 2 touchdown drives incorrectly.
Okay.
It shouldn't have been them last 2 touchdown drives. Michigan should have ended that game in regulation. It never should have went to overtime. So, I mean, I guess that's not fair to say, but it was 17-7. They should have won that game.
Before that, I was like, yo, they was on the goal line and the QB fumbled. I forgot about that. The QB fumbled and he threw like 2 or 3 picks.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, that didn't cost them. That turnover didn't cost them, but it didn't help them either.
Yeah, man. But I mean, Spade, when we was watching, I said, bro, they need to be up right now, probably 24-7 or 27-7.
Yep.
And you cannot let these teams like Ohio State, teams like Seattle Seahawks, teams like New England, you cannot let them just keep knocking on your door. You got to look out the window and be like, no, thank you.
Yep. Yeah.
No, thank you. We don't want none.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because I'm telling you, let them stick around and you leave them points on the field and they make you pay. And it was a great game. I mean, a college football Saturday, you couldn't ask for a better game. It was exciting.
Definitely lived
it was
up
some
to the
big
hype.
hits. It did, man. Yep. 2 versus 3, that's what you want.
Yep.
But
double OT.
I think Michigan, they gave that game to Ohio State. Michigan should have won that game. They should have won that game.
So let me ask you one last thing before we move forward. You can't have a game this good without a little bit of controversy. The fourth down, the fourth down call, Barrett keeps it. It's very, very close. He got a spot. I don't know. Depending on who you ask, some people will say they don't know about it. How you feel about it? You okay with them losing like that?
Let me tell you, I think it was a first down. If it wasn't a first down, it was too close to overturn.
Right.
You can't really see what that junk gotta be. It gotta be a short thing to overturn it. So they gave him the first down. You really couldn't see where the ball was, where he was at, where he fell. I was a little questionable. I was questioning because of the way he fell backwards. I didn't think he got there. But then when I seen the replay and I'm like, you really can't overturn that. So I'm good with the call they had on the field. It was a first down. I was good with that.
Okay.
I was good with that.
Tech went out there and buzzed UGA in the mouth. I just want to say that. It was funny. The Georgia follower Twitter account was like, they had the poll where you can vote. And I said,
let me poke a little jab at you, though.
Huh?
Let me poke a little jab at you.
What?
What did you tell me if Duke beat the Canes? What did you say? What did you say, Spade?
I said I might accidentally delete my social media. I might, hit that delete all button.
I mean,
look,
we
we recording
definitely
right
think the
now,
Canes
so I don't
gonna
know what's happening. When we started the show, Miami was up 3-0. Miami, if you guys lose to Duke, I'm driving down there and I'm slapping people. And I'm starting with Mark Richt. I'm slapping people. Open hand. You know, if you open your hand and that wind cut through your fingers, you get a whole lot of velocity on it. Just firing off on people.
Oh,
if we lose
before
to Duke.
y'all kill me in the comment section, Rutgers lost. I know. Yeah, I know how y'all be. Rutgers lost. But hopefully my nose get the dub today. But let's move on, Spade.
All right. What we got?
Bringing back one of my favorite segments.
Yes, sir.
Y'all know me. I always say he ain't it, so we bring it back. It ain't it, Spade.
Yes,
it
sir.
ain't it.
Let me
I
tell
got
you.
a couple of names.
Yeah, I was going to
Go
tell
ahead.
you. I got some names. I want to throw them at you. And I want you to tell me
Okay.
if they it or if they ain't it. You ready?
Okay. Let's get it.
Let's start off in Atlanta. NBA. I'm talking about the point guard that was so quick to go to Twitter after Teague was dealt last year. I'm talking
Word.
about Dennis Schroeder, who has looked
Yeah.
not like anybody thought he would so far this year. LePage, Dennis Schroeder, it or ain't it?
Let me tell you something. I was on the Dennis Schroeder bandwagon. I'm like, you know what? I had like the move for both parties. I like that they traded Teague over there. That's what made me think the Pacers with their
too.
additions. I thought the Pacers was going to be it. I said Schroeder about to have a breakout year, and it's not been so much. The person that's looking good down there has been Dwight. Shockingly. Y'all know I'm not a Dwight fan. I give Dwight a hard time. I apologize, Dwight. But you look good down there in Atlanta. You look good. Yeah, you look good down there. But Dennis Schroeder, let me get back to you. Right now, like it ain't. We speaking right now.
Yeah.
It ain't what we think they're going to be in the future.
Right now,
Right
today.
now, I gotta say Dennis Schroeder ain't it, man. And it hurts my heart because they got this rookie dude. I think his name is Delaney or Denny. That dude has been playing most of the minutes in the fourth quarter. I don't know what's going on with Dennis Schroeder, but they got a kid, number 5. I know somebody going to correct me in the comment section. I think his name is Delaney. That dude has been playing the majority of the clutch minutes in the fourth quarter. I don't know what's up with Schroeder. Right now, I got to say, he ain't it. And that hurt because I was on the Schroeder bandwagon.
Schroeder been not it for me ever since I found out that patch ain't natural. That he actually died of patching his hair. Get the hell out of here tricking people. I thought it was a birthmark. Next person I got for you,
man.
we just talked college football. Let's go back, man. Your boy, Charlie Strong, it or ain't it?
I think Charlie Strong is it, man. I'm telling you, I could be wrong and I could be biased, but I think the Texas job was a bad job, bro. I think it was a bad job. You disagree, but I want to say Charlie Strong was it. I just want him to land in a good situation, and that ain't necessarily saying some old big school. You know, you don't gotta always land at some prestigious university, man. I would love for Charlie Strong to coach Rutgers. I don't like the dude we got Ash over there. I would love for Charlie Strong to go over there and get Rutgers back in shape. I wish we can get Greg Schiano back, but I would love for Charlie Strong to go over there and coach Rutgers. I think Charlie Strong it. What do you think about Schroeder and Charlie Strong, though, before we move on?
I mean, it don't matter. This is your segment, fam. This is your segment.
Yeah, but I mean, I want to know. You basically said Schroeder ain't been in since the patch, but what about Strong?
Nah, Strong ain't it, fam. Sorry. You said you would like for him to coach Rutgers. Y'all can have him. I don't think you're going to be in no kind of a bidding war right now. It ain't going to be. He ain't got no other job interviews, fam. It's just him. Let me do something else. Let's go to the NFL right quick. Let's go to Florida.
Okay.
Let's talk quarterback. And no, we ain't talking to Tanny.
Not Tim Tebow.
We ain't talking to Tanny because we know he it. Let's go to Jacksonville. Blake Bortles has looked like poo this year. Maybe it's not his fault. Blake Bortles, it or ain't it?
Let me tell you something, man. I'm looking down there at Jacksonville, and I kind of had them with an up arrow, too. I don't know if I said before the season on this show when we was doing our little predictions, but I said I think Jacksonville has an up arrow, especially with the year that AR-15 had and Hearns, and they got some receivers over there, man. They still need a running back. Mm-hmm. I like Chris Ivory, been a little banged up, but Bortles is the king of garbage touchdowns, man. Like, Blake Bortles end up with like 25 fantasy points because he throw 2 or 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter when they down by 40.
Right.
But he make a lot of mistakes early in the game, a lot of pick sixes, a lot of interceptions, a lot of strip sacks, a lot of fumbles. I want to say right now, man, they talking about Romo maybe going down to Jacksonville or Denver. Right now, I gotta say Blake Bortles ain't it. Right now.
I got one last name for you.
And I wanted to like Blake Bortles, Spade, but right now I gotta say Blake ain't it.
You wanted to like him?
Yeah, I wanted to like him. Like I told you, Jacksonville, I felt like they had an up arrow.
I like Jacksonville.
I
not necessarily Blake Bortles.
Okay.
Jacksonville building something down there. I got one last name for you, then we can move forward. We talked about coaches. A lot of coaches have been moving around. This was the first year for a lot of people. And you don't want to beat them up too bad on their first year. But we just talked about Georgia, so I'm going to put you on the hot seat, man. Kirby Smart, it or ain't it?
Kirby Smart.
7-5 so far this year with UGA, 4-4 in the SEC.
See? I want to say Kirby Smart is it. I want to say it. I could be wrong though. But I want to say right now as we speak, Kirby Smart is it. Got to give him a chance to get his own talent, his own players in there. I know it was some issues where a guy wanted to leave Alabama and then come to Georgia. Yeah. A lot of things happened earlier, but right now I want to say Kirby Smart is it. But the verdict is still out. I'm not confidently saying he it. You know, usually, you see, with it ain't it, you can't push and be like, it's in the middle.
Push. You
can't push. So right now I want to say it, but the verdict is still out.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is nobody can really, they can't kill you over this because this is what you're saying today. Tomorrow somebody can flip the switch on. But if you are listening to the show, if you're watching the show, get at us, hit us on Twitter, whatever. These 4 names, Dennis Schroeder, Charlie Strong, Blake Bortles, Kirby Smart. Let us know if they are it or if they ain't it.
Oh, let me strong arm one in this, Spade.
Okay.
I got a strong arm one in there. And it's rare. It's rare that we usually we give you a player or a coach or just a person. I'm a strong arm a team in there.
Okay.
Spade. The Los Angeles Clippers. It or ain't it?
Today?
Right now.
Oh, they it. They it for the regular season. Now check back with me when the postseason starts. For today, they it.
Alright, today they it.
Yeah.
That's cool. But leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. It or ain't it? Let us know are these players and team it or ain't it? Leave it in the comment section down below.
I threw a whole team in there though, y'all. You hear this?
Yeah, I threw a team.
All right, man.
I threw a team because the Clippers ain't fooling me, Spade.
Me either, fam. Not playoff time. They are the NBA version of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
It is pick'em game time. LaParis, would you like to tell everybody what happened last week?
Let me tell you what happened last week. So I was confident with my pick when I picked the Colts on Thanksgiving. And you want to know what? I was good. But come earlier in the week, they're like, oh, Andrew Luck had a concussion last game. Andrew Luck ain't playing. I said, oh, no, what is going on? When I found out Andrew Luck, this is I kind of took this game because I had a cushion to lose. I can lose. So right now, me and Spade are currently tied. I still feel like I'm up 1, but technically, we're tied. I feel like I'm up 1 still. But anyway,
well, I got bad news.
Andrew Luck didn't play into Scott Tolzien, who didn't play bad, but I mean, the Steelers picked their ears back and was getting after the kid.
Same thing they were going to do to Luck.
Throws. I mean, I felt like Luck would have made some better throws. He made some huge throws, but he missed a lot of throws. He had Phillip Dorsett one time deep, and I was like, oh, there you go, tie game. And he overthrew him. But, I mean, it's Scott Tolzien. What do you expect? But Spade was able to win last week, pick'em game. But we got a good one this week, Spade. Talk to him.
I got bad news for you. This week's pick'em game, we're going to the NBA, and I happen to be the specialist. NBA specialist. Pick'em game of the week, folks. I'm talking about the Houston Rockets. And I'm talking about the Portland Trail Blazers. This is going to be a battle of scoring PGs. LaParis, who you like in this game?
Well, I already know you going James. Whatever team James Harden on, you going James.
You know, so like I know you're Blazers. My paper. Think about this.
Give me the Blazers. I think Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum going to be amazing. If you playing FanDuel on that day, I think that's Sunday, you better play Clint Capella and you better play Ryan Anderson. Ryan Anderson may have his best game of the season against the Blazers. The Blazers are the worst team in the NBA against power forwards.
Now, you just said,
so Ryan Anderson.
Why are you taking bro, you don't have to. You can still tie me,
No.
bro.
I'm gonna take the Blazers. I'm gonna take the Blazers because it's the who James Harden defending game. You know what I mean? Whoever James Harden is on defensively, they about to cook. Whether it's CJ, whether it's Dame Lillard, it's about to get ugly. So give me the Blazers. Give me the Blazers.
Well, There you go, folks. I am now leading in the pick'em game so far this season.
The game didn't even happen yet.
Give me the Houston Rockets. Give me the triple-double machine, James Harden. Give me the Beard. Give me Clint Capella. Give me Eric Gordon. Give me the Rockets. And I'm up one
Pat
game.
Bev back. You ain't gonna mention Pat Bev?
Nah.
Pat Bev back.
Yeah, I know.
Let me tell you something. Spade gonna find a way to get something James Harden on this show.
I need Pat to stay out the way right now. He's trying to interfere with James Harden's greatness. Just go on back to being injured or something. We don't need you here,
Spade
Pat.
gonna find a way to get James Harden on this show.
I'm trying to open some candy over here, bro.
Bro, you gonna find a way to get James Harden on this show all the time. Whether it's a pick'em game, whether it's strong arm performer of the week, whether he talking them duck shoes, whether we talking them duck shoes, you gonna find a way to get Harden on this show. Spade,
I'm winning. What else we got, bro?
We gonna see. Like I said, leave your pick for the pick'em game in the comment section down below. Spade, let's close the show.
Let's do
Strong
it, bro.
arm performer of the week, the Heisman of Podcast
Yes, sir.
Awards.
Yes, sir.
You know, we give it to a male or female who raised their level of play, helping their team get a victory. Last week, Spade, who do you have strong arm performer of the week?
Well, I got the only possible person for this award. If you look at last week in all sports, from high school to the highest level. No, I'm serious. It's only one person that was super, super deserving. That guy's name is Kevin Love. He should have gave us like a 60-point game, but his own teammates, his brothers, hated on him. Be like that sometime, Kevin. They hate on you. This man gave Portland 40-8. Should have gave him a whole lot more, but for the week, they gave him a day off. Let him eat some turkey. He came back Friday. He gave Dallas 27-10. For those two monster performances, Kevin Love, you are our strong arm performer of the week. Let's end the show, LaParis. I just gave you yours, too.
Nah, ain't no hour. Ain't no hour. No.
Well, my bad.
What you mean? The real strong arm performer of the week. That's what I have. We're going to take it on down to Dallas. Turkey Day. That's right. Giving my strong arm performer to none other than Zeke Elliott, who been playing well all season.
Do something
I was kind of on the record. No, ain't no bias. I was on the record of saying Dallas didn't need to drive Zeke. We need defense, and we still do. We showed when Kirk Cousins dotted us up for 450 yards passing. But Zeke Elliott had 20 carries for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns. And had 2 catches for 23 yards, paid, totaling over 100 total yards. Zeke Elliott for that. Especially getting a dub down there on Thanksgiving when we rock the blue jerseys, which we struggle in. Spade, you don't know. We struggle in them blue jerseys, and we struggle with them in the jerseys with the stars on the shoulders. We struggle in those jerseys.
Man, y'all so superstitious.
Zeke Elliott played well against the Skins, was able to go out there and get a victory. And for that, Zeke Elliott, you are my strong arm performer of the week. Keep eating, Zeke.
Y'all done created a monster. Zeke tweeted the NFL account. The NFL Twitter account tweeted, I don't know how you say it. Is it GIF or GIF? Y'all let me know. One of the Redskins players doing this after a sack. And Zeke tweeted them back and said, now everybody want to be me. Zeke, you didn't invent eating. People been doing that shit for years. We've been eating since before either of us was alive. I think cavemen ate, and I'm pretty sure they had to do this to eat.
And they ate with their hands.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had to do this. Created a monster.
I ain't gonna let you slander my Cowboys at the end of the show. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I just want Zeke to fall back.
We 10-1 out there, man. Shout out to Cowboy Nation. We 10-1 out there. Let's continue to take it one game at a time.
You wait till Zeke find out you was rooting against his alma mater today. What's up with that?
I mean,
okay, yeah.
What that mean? The whole Cleveland Cavaliers was there.
What that got to do with you?
I mean,
That's what I thought.
I was rooting for Peppers. He from Jersey.
Okay,
it's bigger than Zeke.
Okay.
Jersey all day. But anyway, Spade, let me wrap the show, man. It's been a great show. We want to leave you guys, we want you guys to leave your thoughts on every topic we covered today in the comment section down below. As usual, we want to thank you guys for tuning in, rocking with us. I know it was not a live show, but you know what I mean? This show will be on demand at TheFullHouseEnt. Make sure you bang the like button over there. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. And if you don't want to see two dudes talking in the box, don't worry, y'all. It's going to be some more special guests. We got some people in the works. But if you don't want to see two guys talking in the box, we got audio podcasts everywhere. SoundCloud, ऊPodOmatic, iTunes. This week we reached number 77. We can't thank you guys enough. Let's keep growing. Let's make Strong Arm Sports a household name. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. Spade, you got anything else to add?
No, sir.
And we'll see you guys next episode. We out. Peace.